Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the Arizona April 2025 Bass Fishing Report. We've got a lot to talk about this month. There's a lot going on. Fishing is great. The lakes are changing by the day, but overall fishing's good. There's quite a bit going on, so I'm excited to get into it. As always, this fishing report is brought to you guys by Hatch Toyota in Show Low, Arizona, and Signature Gate Systems and Weldings. If you guys get the chance to support either of those companies, I'd appreciate it very much. They're run by great folks and great products, great service, great support. So to dive right into the fishing, Roosevelt, Apache, Alamo, I'm reading down the list here, Saguaro, Bartlett, Pleasant, they have all been good. Some better than others, but overall, just to zoom out and look at the whole, scope of what's going on. And I've been on the water a lot. I've been between tournaments. I've been in town here for almost a month now, and I've got another week and a half before I have to go to the next one. So I've been fishing a lot. I've seen most of these lakes firsthand, and we are in the spawn. I mean, the spawn is happening. The water is well over 60 degrees now. We are sitting here as I'm doing this fishing report on a full moon. So, as we go through the lakes, I'll talk about kind of what phase I think the fish are in. But the spawn's on, spring bite's on, and, it's a fun time to be on the water. We're going to start at Alamo for a change. I personally haven't been at Alamo, but I've reached out and gotten a couple of reports from a couple friends, and I talked about it in my top 5 Arizona spring bass fishing lakes video. Alamo is a great place to go this time of year. If you're going to go to Alamo for the first time ever, do it in the spring. If you're going to go to Alamo once a year, do it in the spring. It's the time to be out there. Guys are catching them good. It's a little bit ahead, it seems like, of some of the other lakes. I would say the fish are well into the spawn there. A little bit of bluegill spawn, shad spawn already starting to kick off. That lake being a little bit smaller, maybe it warmed up a little bit quicker, but that lake is ahead of the other ones. If you're going to go out there, throw those reaction baits early in the morning. The swim jigs, chatterbaits, spinner baits, crankbaits, topwaters. Later in the day, if you like to flip, it's a great lake to go flipping. You launch the ramp, take a right, head up towards that river. You're going to get more brush. You go down towards the dam on the left, you get clear water, more rocks. If you're more of an offshore fisherman or a finesse fisherman, that's where you're going to want to go fish. But you can really throw that reaction up there this time of year, especially early in the morning. You can go catch a lot of fish, and it's a good place to go. Starting at the top of the salt chain, Roosevelt, where I've been spending most of my time doing most of my guide trips. Fishing's been good. It seems like every day, I was talking about it recently, you don't feel like you're crushing them at any point, but you look back at the end of the day and it's like, wow, we caught a lot of fish today. We caught, 25, 30, 40 fish today. And, lots of solid ones, a few big ones mixed in here and there for sure. And a few little ones, but that lake right now has just got so many 2 to 3 pound bass in it. It's really fun, just good quality fish, and there's a lot of different ways to catch them. The lake 66%, it's dropped a few feet recently, so that has affected the fishing. You got a big wave of spawning fish right now. They're a little bit tricky, they're a little hard to catch with that falling water. If you're a fish and you make a bed in 4 feet of water and the water drops 2 feet, you feel really uncomfortable. And that's kind of what's happening right now a lot. The water's been extremely clear, like clearer than normal. I talked about it last month. But with the recent winds, and we haven't really had much runoff, but I would just really attribute it more to the winds than anything. The water's starting to dirty up a little bit. Not dirty, but it's just not as insanely clear as it was. So, overall, that's a good thing. It was almost too clear in certain areas. So it's getting back to normal as far as the watercolor goes. I would expect that lake to keep dropping really kind of over the course of the year. It'd be great if we had a little bit more runoff, but it doesn't look like we have a heck of a lot of snowmelt and stuff like that. So I anticipate it to keep dropping, but that's okay. The fishing will still be good. I'd rather fish it at 66% than 100%, to be honest. It's a lot easier to fish. So as far as baits on that lake, we've been catching a lot of jerkbait fish. This is the Stunna from Berkley. This has been the go-to jerkbait. The regular Stunna in the normal colored water and the super clear water, the Stunna +1, the deeper diver, is getting those fish in the really clear water that are sitting a little bit deeper. And then the swim bait's been good. This is the Cull Shad. Had a pretty epic day a couple Fridays ago when it was windy throwing the Cull Shad. That was pretty fun. When things are calm, you know, you can slow it down. You can throw a weightless wacky rig. You can throw a drop shot. I've been catching some fish on a Nico rig with the Hitworm. Throwing that with a 1/16 ounce weight and just kind of fishing it around those spawning areas, you know. With the fact that there weren't a million fish already like on bed and post spawn, seemed like having a little bit of a weight in that wacky rig, getting it down to those pre-spawners, the ones that are in 5 to 15 feet, got us more bites, and it's been that way the last week or two. So Nico rig's been really good. If you'd like to sight fish, you can definitely do that. We've caught some fish cranking, just lots of different ways to catch them right now. Fishing's been fun. Going down the chain, Apache, really good. We've had some golden algae issues in Saguaro and Canyon, but Apache, the water still looks good, fishing's good, all the typical spring stuff. Your plastics, when things are calm, or if you're looking for just a lazy big female to bite it, a plastic is a good way to go fishing slow in the shallower areas. Jerk bait, if you get some wind, crankbait on those rocky banks. Still not seeing really any smallmouth, but lots of good largemouth. That lake is definitely a player right now, and if you're looking for a change of pace, it's a good time to go there. To catch a big fish, to catch a lot of fish, Apache is, I'm not going to call it on fire, but it's dang good right now. Good time to go. You know, soon as the things warm up a little bit, the upper lake's going to be kind of the hottest place. But right now, the entire lake's good. The spring, that's what's cool about the spring out there, is you can fish the entire lake. Fish is good. It's about 3 times the size of Saguaro and Canyon. Not as big as Roosevelt, but lake fish is big. Not a ton of people out there, so I'm excited to try to get out there at least once more before I hit the road again. Continuing further on down Canyon, no great news for Canyon. You're dealing with some algae. The fishing's still tough. Not the hottest lake. I'll leave it at that. I don't have a whole heck of a lot to talk about at Canyon just for those reasons. Saguaro, extremely good and extremely tough. I'll say that. You know, there have been some amazing days out there. We've had a couple of them ourselves. We talked about it last month, though, about the hit or miss, you know, fishing out there right now, and you're still dealing with the algae. So I've personally tried to avoid it. I've had a couple trips where guide trips where clients really wanted to go there, and so we went, and couple really tough days, couple really great days, and that's kind of been the norm. If you can, the small section of the lake that is fishing really good is getting absolutely hammered. So with that being said, you know, you're going to have 10, 12, 20 guys go fish that section every day. And if you're lucky enough to get out there and get on one of the key spots when the current's moving right and the fish are biting, you're going to catch them. If not, you know, it's going to be a really frustrating day. And, you know, it does seem like there are a couple places on the lake where, you know, the fish are starting to show up a little bit, but that's even been hit or miss. You know, I've seen, like I said, I've seen both sides of it. Hopefully things will continue clearing up. With that water that they're releasing out of Roosevelt's got to go somewhere. I'm hoping they're going to flush it through the whole chain. But there's no doubt the algae's still in there. I was there a couple days ago. The lake's still, I mean, it's still not that healthy. And, you know, the fish are still, a lot of them are staying deep, trying to stay out of the algae. They'll move up. Things will pick up. It'll be good again. The whole lake will be good again. Everyone will be catching fish again. But as of right now, it's just not the case yet. But we'll get there. Over to Bartlett, I've been spending some time out there. It's very low, 49%. Very clear on the lower lake, dirtier up on the upper lake. Fishing was really good out there earlier this month. It's gotten a little bit funky, to be honest, over the last couple trips that I've been out there. Morning bite was still good, but in the afternoon it did get funky. You know, it's hard to say what those fish are doing. I think you do have a lot of fish that are locked on the beds, but I was out there just yesterday and we had a great morning. We caught a ton of fish on reaction baits, and then the sun popped out midday. We really struggled. So could have just been us, or it could have been funky, but I've talked to a couple buddies that have had similar experiences. So still definitely worth going out there, but I would say if you're going to go early. We seemed to have a much better bite in the morning yesterday than we did in the afternoon. Over to Pleasant, water's finally starting to come up at 71%. We're probably not going to see it get completely full this year, but we are seeing it come up, which is a good sign. That's a great lake to fish in the spring. You know, with the clear water, if you like to sight fish, that's a fun place to go. The whole lake fishes well this time of year. There's times when it's very specific spots that the bass are at. And if you're not in these specific areas and if you're not totally dialed in, you're going to struggle at Lake Pleasant. But in the spring, every bass in the lake has to get to the bank at some point. Every bass is going to spawn, and it's going to go through the whole cycle where it stages for pre-spawn, it does the spawn, and it stages back out in post-spawn. And those fish are really accessible at that time of year. I'm a big wacky rig guy at Pleasant this time of year, big drop shotter. Small swim baits work really well. We're almost at topwater time, and all these lakes that I've talked about, like I haven't even mentioned topwater yet. It's going to happen. Like, it wasn't great the last couple weeks, but it's just starting now, and it's going to be great over the next couple of weeks. So don't wait for my next fishing report to start throwing the topwaters. It's coming. Put them in the boat, tie them on, and start throwing them, and you're going to see that action get better and better. And Pleasant's no different. Pleasant's one of those lakes too. But overall, it's a great time. All the lakes are fishing good. Couple things real quick. My guiding schedule. I appreciate everyone that's booked trips and come out with me. We've had a lot of fun out there. I am pretty well booked through April and May. I'm booking stuff for the summer though, so it's filling up pretty quick. So if you're interested in going fishing, learning one of the lakes, learning a technique, just trying to go catch some fish with me and have a fun day on the water, work on your electronics, drop me an email. You can go to my website, joshbertrandfishing.com, to see what I offer, or you can just email me, azangler@gmail.com. We'll set something up and go on the water. Any of the baits that I talked about today, if you're just interested in any Berkley or Abu Garcia stuff, if you want to save 10%, click the link in the description and use the code JBERT10. That'll be in the description as well. But no pressure on that one, guys. But if you're going to buy the stuff, you know, I've been using a lot of it on the water lately, and if you're looking to pick up any of that stuff, it's a good opportunity to do it at a discount. So 10% is 10%. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Drop a comment below. Let me know where you guys have been fishing, how the fishing's been for you, and we'll see you on the water here over the next couple weeks before I head off to Stage 4 at Chickamauga for the next MLF tournament. Have a good one, guys.